Hey guys, this is Coach Chris. Welcome to my channel where we break down international level fights for strategies and tactics that you can use in your own match. However, since we're in quarantine, we're going to continue our series of teaching small little tactics and techniques that you can practice at home. So today guys, we're going to be covering the body lean, why people do it, and how you can practice doing it at home as well. Today I'm going to be joined by my little brother Kobe, and the first reason we want to practice the body lean or something that you may want to use body lean for is to disrupt distance. And so if I'm sparring Coach Kobe, when you're very good at the game already and you have your distance locked down, you can use just your body lean to disrupt distance. So when you're getting started and you're a little bit more beginner, you want to use the whole slide in, slide out motion to disrupt kicks. But as you're able to understand your distance, doing something as simple as body leaning backwards or forwards should be or can be sufficient for you. So if I'm standing here and Coach Kobe tries to kick me, I can lean backwards, or if he tries to kick me again, I can just lean my body weight forward to disrupt. If I switch legs, he's going to try the same thing with a round kick to the open side. I can use the body lean to get out of the way of his back leg. Or same thing if he's kicking, I can lean forward, same deal. Both of those take away the target, and you're not doing too much with your feet. You're just a little half step in, a little bit of a half step out, right? So the first way is to manipulate distance. And so what you want to do is you want to be constantly mixing that up against your opponent. So if I'm sparring Coach Kobe, I don't want to stand here just thinking I'm going to body lean. What I'm going to be doing the whole time is I'm going to be alternating through it the whole time. So from here, forward, back, forward. So that way Coach Kobe's never really sure if he wants to get to my body, which direction should he hit? Am I going to be going forward? Am I going to be going back? Or from one to the head, same thing. Is my head going to be here, in this direction, or in that direction? So one is to manipulate distance. All right guys, so one of the other reasons I like to use the body lean is because I like the position it puts me in for my punch. And so if I'm sparring my opponent and I'm leaning backwards and forward, if I'm doing this, like I said before, the optimal place to punch is from here, so that way to slide forward, your punches there a little bit faster. If I'm doing this constantly, my opponent's never really sure if on my lean forward I'm actually gonna punch or not punch. So I'll do this a lot here, I'll forward like that, and I'll do a lot of forward motions so that my opponent is kind of lulled to sleep. So the initial motion of me stepping forward and going for the punch is now disguised into like a common motion or something he sees all the time. So if I'm here, motion forward, back and forth like this, and then maybe on one of these forwards, that's when I'll decide to go. Where my body's already close to his, my hand's already closer to his body, and it's a little bit easier for me to close the distance and score that way. So in a sparring match, something you can do is, or something I like to do is, I'll creep in against my opponent, and as I'm getting closer, I'll start moving in and out a little bit more. And if I get to this point, for example, and my opponent hasn't moved because I've been lulling them to sleep, if I get to here, it's a lot easier to punch. Makes sense? And then the second thing is, if I'm getting close, for example, I'm inching forward, and my opponent goes, I can either cancel, or another third option I like to do while giving offensive pressure is I'll just go kick. I'll just slide back, get out of the way, and then start taking distance again. Now, that's one of the ways you can apply it. Another thing you can do to apply this is when you're here and your body rocking, you can use this as you're going back and forth. You can use your front foot to take distance a little bit. And if they give up the distance or they slide back a little bit, you just got yourself another half step, and then same deal until they run out of space. And then maybe if you want to lean in and get that punch, that's up to you. One of the places I warn you guys a lot about is being in the corner, because when you're in the corner, you no longer have the ability really to slide out. But what you can do is lean forward or lean back. And so if you're really good at managing distance and mastering that lean, something you can do if I'm baiting Coach Kobe, he's trying to get me, lean out of the way and you're back in. Now the reason this is so effective is because after you slide out, go ahead and go, your foot is actually already where he is. All you're doing is here and back in, versus if you slide all the way out, then you have to try and get back in that way. It seems, to me, it's a little bit easier to go here, boom, and pop your back leg back up and get close to them versus all of the full slide out and the full slide in. All right guys, so those are the applications. If you want to practice this at home, it's really simple. First, to get warmed up though, you want to warm up your back a little bit. The way we did in the Philippines was our instructor just had us lean back and forth, literally just 20, 30 times back and forth like this. So here, back, forth, back, forth. And it's gonna feel weird and you're gonna feel kind of dumb, and it's really just to warm up your back though. So that way when you are leaning, it's not sudden on your back or anything like that. And then, so there's that. The second thing that we do is when we lean, to exaggerate a little bit more, when you lean instead of just going forward, you can go forward with your foot. 1 or 2, 1 or 2. This is something you can expand into here, cancel, or you can go into here and then punch. And so you're kind of warming up that way. So when you're at home, something you can add into your footwork, motion, that, motion, in. One of those two. all you're doing is making sure though you're taking the area where your hogu is and shifting it. So as I'm leaning backwards, if the middle of my hogu is here, you want to lean back enough to where or forward enough to where it's no longer in the middle. And like I said, it's further exaggerated when you're able to add a step, where you're going here and back or in. Either one of those two. For those of you guys who don't know, I have a Patreon account where you can support me that way. And if I get enough people on my Patreon, I'll start doing live Q&As where I'm here in the dojo, and whatever questions you guys ask, I can answer live in real time, and you guys can see me do it and ask me specific questions about what I'm doing, or if you have any questions about knee positions or foot position, et cetera, you can ask me anything that way. Thank you to Michael for subscribing to my Patreon. I really appreciate it, man. And thank you to my editor. But that's it for today, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in week after week. Hopefully we get out of this coronavirus thing soon, and I'll see you guys next week.